Guilty Gear Strive Evo was last week. A good friend of mine, actually, Hotashi, won Evo with Nagoriyuki. This top 8 had 7 different characters. I think that's something we probably want to talk about as well. And we're just gonna talk about our thoughts and like how we just feel about the tournament, our experiences, etc.
Hey guys, EE here. I'm really excited to bring on this new product from one of our great sponsors on Beast Coast, Sumo Forte. And with me in the chat, I actually have a couple homies who've actually tried this product out already, the Suma tape, which is really good for their gaming needs.
And they have this transdermal mentholated CBD tape.
I've actually been really looking forward to trying this out. Dude, it does feel good though. I'm not gonna lie.
So I feel like starting with the characters is probably a pretty good spot, right? So it's like, first is Hotashi Nagoriyuki, second is Sonic Fox Leo, third is Jonathan Tene Soul, fourth is some guy who plays Milia, fifth is Macho, Zato, and Tempest NYC May, and then seventh was Super Noon Ramlethal and Deb Soul.
Yeah, I think compared to all the other regions, NA probably had the most character diversity. I want to say
So
maybe.
that's like Asia, because Asia had Eno and Axel.
Well, they had 2 souls, 2 chips, and like in terms of duplicates, we only had souls as a duplicate. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. I get it. And I think EU
but-
had duplicates too.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So it's cool diversity, and there's like a graphic that I saw for like all the characters that like made top 16 throughout all the regions, and like a lot of like the only Zato is like in like our like region. We had there's quite a few Mays actually. So we had like the one May player with Tempest. We had a Nago player. Nago was incredibly popular. Actually in that graphic, I think there was like, I want to say 9 Nagos and like all like throughout all the top 16s. Very popular character, and it's no surprise. I guess like one of them was gonna like win, right? Like in the EU, I think a Nago player got second to Leffen. Like Uriel, I believe is his name. So yeah,
Uriel, right?
Uriel. Yeah. So very popular character. Very
Mm.
popular character in these like in the late parts of these tournaments.
It might sound like a surprise, but Nagoriyuki is surprisingly a really good tournament character. I said surprise twice, but he's a really good character in tournament. One of the biggest things about Nago, so there's a few things, right? Like, let's use like NA, Evo NA as the example, but so you have outside of Milia Zato, the other characters are not like that surprising, right? It's like Mei, Soul, Nago, Leo. So the thing about Nagoriyuki, one of his weird things is like his problem matchups are less common. Like he's pretty good against like a lot of the standard characters. So for example, like even though like Nagoriyuki players think that he loses to Soul players also don't like fighting that matchup.
Yeah.
Version of the game, Soul's not that mobile. Nago has a huge range that gets bigger as time goes on because his blood levels goes up. He has a good matchup against Leo as well. Leo players say that's his worst matchup. Mei players like are kind of annoyed at Nago too because he's like just as explosive as Mei is as far as mobility with the 214H, but he's not locked behind a charge like Mei is. Like Mei, she has Dolphin and the move is mad good, we all know, but she has to be charging. So like at higher levels, people will be like, oh, she's charging here, so I have to move like this type of thing. Where at the beginning of, especially at the beginning of the game, Nagoriyuki could just appear in your face with the Beyblade like right away. So not on top of that stuff too, he does a lot of damage with frame traps, and I will say that like you really specifically have to practice defense against him, or else it's gonna just feel like he's just kind of mauling.
Yeah. He's like, it feels like he's plus on everything, right? Yeah. And the move that everyone like gets super annoyed by is his little Beyblade, his spin move. That's a 0 on block. And like if you don't like have proper counterplay for like just like how he's like structures his offense afterwards, like he could feel so broken. He'll just like keep on like pressing. But yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. Like he is really strong in tournament. Yeah, like and there's just the fear, right? Because he's gonna do so much damage to you when he does hit you, right? so he can really get people like when they're scared. So yeah, like I've played Hotashi, and Hotashi in general I think is a very he's like a very risky Nago player, right? He takes like a lot of risks, and that style is terrifying to fight against. Like I fought him in like the CLG tournament, and my man was doing like long string, like getting close to Blood Rage, and then like reading me for fuzzy jumping with like air throw. I'm like, God damn, I didn't know it was like that. And it's his style is just like really hard to deal with. A lot of like preemptive normals, like that was like a big hallmark of his play that I noticed. Is he put a lot of normals out like preemptively. I remember Jonathan telling me that he was struggling with that. Like he was like afraid to like whiff punish it, and yeah, it's scary to fight because you know if he hits you with any of his stuff, it just leads to so much damage. So scary to fight in tournament.
Yeah, I mean Hotashi in particular too. Like we played a lot in tournament in Exerd, and I feel like he's probably feels pretty at home in Nagoriyuki because like that style of pressure, it was something that was a hallmark of Elthel as well. Because she had like the shotgun. Obviously, shotgun is better, but like you know he's used to being like, okay, like I have this stuff that's plus, I have these cancel options. I know these things are risky, but like if I could get my opponent to feel like shook or like worried, I could start going for like different calls and stuff. So like it looks like he feels pretty at home with the character. I straight up said that I thought that was the worst match Sonic could have ran into at the end because, and this is specifically because I mean Sonic's an amazing player, we both know, but the fact that they haven't been playing the game and they run into a character that has that many knowledge checks,
there's so many,
that much return is like that's just really rough, you know. That character, like I remember while watching, I was like, man, well, if Sonic knew this wouldn't have happened. If Sonic knew that, this wouldn't have happened. But like, but that's on Sonic, right? For like, that's all that.
Yeah,
They didn't make the finals anyway.
They did pretty good without.
Sonic did a really good job. Sonic did a really good job. Jonathan was a huge surprise to me, honestly. Like I haven't seen Jonathan play the game basically up until then. And I was like, sheesh, he bodied times.
So yeah, like. For me and Jonathan, actually, we have only entered. Well, he's only entered like I think like one online tournament like forever ago, and that was with Zato. He was like primarily a Zato player, and he was like, "All right, Soul's kind of broken, so I'd be dumb not to play this character." I'm like, "You're not wrong." So it was just me and Jonathan. Like we only played local tournaments. Like that's all we played until Evo. Like we didn't enter any online events. So that I think that's why like not many people really heard of him or like expected him to do work. Like he's a monster. Like he's so good, and he's playing a great character. He's so optimal. Like he does like all the best soul combos. He has tons of like matchup knowledge. He plays this game a lot. I think most people know him for Dragon Ball Fighters, but he is very strong in this game. And he's been playing it a lot with me and like all the other NorCal players. So like to see him like get third place, and dude, he almost had Hotashi. Oh my god, I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind to getting hyped for my boy, and he ended up getting third place. He barely lost to Hotashi in the end, but man, his match versus Tempest, I was like actually screaming. I've never been so hyped to see like a Soul player like TOD somebody. I was like, yes, HTP, make him lose all his health. Yes.
Yes, he did what he had to do. He did what he had to do. He did all through winners. I don't remember who he beat to qualify, but I mean, I didn't beat it all the way to winners. That's mad.
Yeah. He beat like Q and Fu. Like he had like Potemkin players, and he was preparing for that by playing against like Jan. So like he was like very prepared for like the Potemkins, and he felt like Rakir, who's a chip player, beat him. And then there was an upset where Razo beat Punk, so he like got to dodge Punk. And he beat Razo.
I'm pretty surprised by that, by the way. I played Razo in I entered a regional battle. I got invited to play in a regional battle by Ronin Rumble. Shout outs to Ronin Rumble. And I played Razo, and like I thought he was good, but I won that pretty clean. I was like, oh, you know, like this is what I expected the matchup to go like.
Sorry. No. Razo beat Nico Maki. That was the
That's another surprise. Yeah, oh my god, Nico.
That was like and then he dodged Nico Maki, and then Punk lost to a person that Rakir beat, who was like a Potemkin player, I think. Yeah, so bunch of upsets like throughout this whole Evo. Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude, Yeah, even Hotashi. Like, did you see his match to qualify for top 8? He fought against this player named Bean.
Yeah.
The chip player.
I know Bean. I
Yeah,
didn't say
yeah. He had a really close match agast him too. Like
I
the
played
whole
Bean,
Evo run is just
I played
crazy.
Bean like right before Evo in an online tournament in TNS where he
Mhm.
beat me like 2 games straight, and I was like, "Son," and I 3-0'd him. But he's good. He's good. He's actually one of the stronger chips I played in NA right now. Then some guy got 4th Amelia. So in the 5th, Macho had Macho had one of the biggest upsets I think of the whole tournament because he beat Deb in like top 96 or something.
Yeah, that was
Like,
probably the biggest.
super early.
That was
And
the biggest
watched
upset,
that.
I think.
I watched the match, and I feel like, so of course that's a great match for him, but that's like one of the best matches on video to show one of the main points I have about Soul, because like there's been a meme going around about Soul about how on Dust Loop it says Soul has no weaknesses, but his true actual weakness is that he's not that mobile, and like Deb just could not get
get
on
around.
Macho.
Yeah.
He could not approach Macho, like no matter how hard she tried. Like it looked like really rough. I want to watch it again, like when I'm not enjoying festival water, because I wasn't like focusing on it. But it just looked really hard. And then from there, because of that win, it was just like my dude went to top 8 in like cruise control basically.
Yeah, that was the big
upset.
upset. Yeah.
That was definitely the hardest set he had.
Yeah, I think Deb was like pretty expected to make like top 8 winners, and then
and then Tempest beat Sonic.
Yeah, that was a huge upset too. Yeah,
which is also, and it was that one was a nail biter.
Yeah,
Sonic.
Yeah, I had to play Tempest for top 8 winners originally, and he clutched it out against me. But yeah, he had huh?
What was the score between you two?
It was 2-0, but like man,
it was 2-0.
It's close to 2-0. You know how it is. You know how it is. Yeah. But yeah, no, he played really well. He played really well. And then
I had the opportunity to practice with Tempest in long sets, and like my dude is really out here with me. Like I don't know what to say. Like that at this point, I just think like that's his character archetype now because he played Charlotte in.
It's like the same thing. Yeah.
Sorry, in Granblue. And like I think my dude is just really strong at that type of character right now. And I think that type of character is just gonna be good in anime games like from now on. Like I think like Arxis is really cool with that type of character being like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Then Deb got 7th, so she ended up qualifying anyway for top 8.
Yeah, Deb, I think I gotta say for sure, Deb's like placement was the most surprising to me. In my mind, I saw Deb for sure making it to grand finals, like just from seeing the bracket alone. But you know, it's Evo, right? And like stuff just happened. Yeah. So Deb like losing to like Macho, and then you know ended up having to play Sonic. I think that was kind of like of all the players that could like do it, that could beat Deb in like the longer set in the 3 out of 5, like Sonic Fox. Like they play a lot with each other. So yeah, and Sonic Fox is a beast, so it makes sense.
Yeah, the tournament format was also another thing I want to touch on because it's one of those tournaments where, well, for people who don't know who are watching, so like Classic Evo is 2 out of 3 until Grand Finals, right? And then I think more recently now they've been doing like 2 out of 3 up until top 8, and then 3 out of 5 for the rest. It definitely had some people feeling some type of way. I'm one of the people who are like indifferent, basically. The only thing I don't want in tournament is 4 out of 7.
Yeah, same.
I mean, 4 out of 7 grand finals is like okay, I guess.
Nah.
Really?
Nah, I think it should just be 3 out of 5. 4 out of 7 is cursed in any context, I think.
The Panda Bamboo battles, they do 4 out of 7 for top 6. It's a grind. It's good practice if you're trying to play a lot.
It's a lot of games,
it's a grind of an event. It's a real grind of an event.
Yeah, I don't know. Even as like a spectator, I don't think people love 4 out of 7 either. I think 3 out of 5 is kind of like it's like the good balance, right? Like Marvel 3, they had a 3 out of 5 format for forever, and they never changed it like at any part of the bracket. Like it was 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, winners finals 3 out of 5, grand finals 3 out of 5. It just stayed 3 out of 5 the whole time. So in my mind, I just feel like that's just correct. Like that's you just have it that way the whole way through, and it doesn't have to change for winners finals. So hopefully more tournaments like adopt that. I don't know, but yeah, I do think it is pretty early. I think there's a lot of data, and there isn't enough offline event data either to like really have like the nailed down like format. But yeah, in an online event, like man, I think Jonathan told me he had like an actual 2-minute set with like Rick here. It's like, oh, it's over. He's dead. Like he just
I definitely had a couple of those. I also had a set in pools where I lost the game 2 in about like 20 seconds. And then I lost the first round of game 3 in like 5 seconds. And I was like, bro, I'm about to go to losers now. Like I gotta like
this game, you just exploded this game. I don't know. I personally I would prefer a 3 out of 5 you know, the whole way through. Like it's especially like for me when it comes to like the format, like which way or the other, it's if the time is available, like no matter what, if it's allotted, then like you should have a larger sample size. That's just how I see it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, and like regardless of like what you think is more skillful, that's a whole other fucking conversation.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'm like, a side note, like I'm just like the worst at these things because I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm like, yeah, 2 out of 3. Like, oh man, okay, like 3 out of 5.
Like, you're gonna pull up and play the game no matter what. Yeah,
basically. I mean, I'd be playing single in-person 1 tournaments, so like that's like the ultimate stress. And Strive that could be like a 10-second game depending on who you're playing.
I know, right?
And so, like definitely can happen.
Yeah.
What about your run though?
Yeah, my run was interesting. I got some upset help, you know, throughout my run. I'd say in my pools, the player that was the most afraid to fight was Toki. He's like a really strong Axel player, and that matchup is like actually suffering for Faust. I feel like it's his hardest matchup, if not Ramelthal. But he ended up DQing, so I ended up fighting some Soul player named King Shub, and I'm really comfortable with this whole matchup. Like that's just all I play. I just fight Jonathan all the time, right? And then I got out of pools, and then I fought J Rain, who beat Kizuke, and that was like,
oh, that's the Leo.
It's the Leo player, yeah. And so that was like a pretty big upset, I'd say. And I got to avoid playing Kizzy, and I played pretty well versus like the Leo, I think. And yeah, I was able to beat. Yeah. Like the whole tournament, I gotta say, in general, I played like I had a different style for sure. Like I would not be as like I don't know if you noticed it at all. Like I was very scalpel pull liberal. Like I did much more like tornadoes and like it's stuff like I normally wouldn't do. But I was like, you know what? It's Evo. It's 2 out of 3. Like I'm just gonna do it. It's fine. These people aren't gonna 6P my scalpel. It's okay. Then after that, Nitro upset K7, who was yeah. I think K7 was expected.
I guess people would expect K7 to win because I just think he just enters more stuff, so he's more like just known for playing the game than Nitro.
Yeah.
But Nitro's actually gone pretty strong, pretty quick.
No, for sure. Nitro has tons of good results for sure. Yeah. So he Nitro beat K7, and then I was able to like beat Nitro, and then after that, I had to play one more for top 8 winners, which was against Tempest, and he beat me. And then after that, I don't really know what happened.
You know, one thing that's kind of funny from this talk.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beating Soul that's happening in this tournament, and it's not supposed to be possible. I wonder why so many people beat Soul. Huh. Interesting.
I hope it has nothing to do with character strength and only the fact that that's all we fight.
I don't know. I mean, it could be that he's just not fucking broken, maybe, and that it's fine. I mean, it's not fine. Like, he has stuff that's not fine, but like, it's not like he's not broken. He's just the best. It's somebody's gonna people come at me for saying shit like that all the time, but it's just true. Like he's not broken. He's not broken, so it's fine. He just does a lot of damage and punches you.
Look, man, from the Faust perspective, everyone looks broken. I'm just out
That's
here
not
doing my
true.
best.
I'm not gonna
Hit my
let you cook.
5p 2 feet.
No.
Yes.
I'm not gonna let it cook. I can't let it cook.
Let my Faust down. Play rock. Okay, let it rock.
I have to protect the world against item throw. Item throw coming back.
Oh, man.
I guess I could talk about my run a little bit.
Yeah.
So I played, basically, it was Oops also until Winners Finals of my pool, where I played Octopimp, who I didn't actually know I was supposed to play. I thought the person they seated on my side was Bojack, who plays Nago, I believe. But just because I happened to raid him once, like I was like, oh, Octo, I'm gonna raid Octopimp. I never raid Octopimp, so I raided Octopimp, and he goes, yo, I'm in your pool. I'm like, so I asked my friend, who is Octo in this, and they're like, oh, it's this dude named. Can I even say it? Can I even say it's on a recording? His name is the U.S. Constitution, and then I guess I could do the dolphin edit, but he has the meme Joey face, and then his name in game is Sick Ducker 1999. So I'll let you put that one together. And I was just really stressed about Potemkin. I'm just stressed about Potemkin in general. I think he's a strong character that people underrate. I think his win condition right now is like him and his win condition right now is just like out of control. I don't have to go into it in this video, but like he is like, once he gets his win condition situation, he's a beast. He is a real beast. So I practice super hard with New York Shine Potemkin, aka Urban Fab. I practiced against him for like 4 hours on Sunday. To the point, like in the middle of the games, I was like, oh, I should run Axel for Friday. Like I was just like, mad stressed.
Yeah.
But after watching the matches, I was like, okay, there's a way to win this. It's not that bad. You just have to avoid that situation at all costs.
Yeah.
With what the game gives you, right? So we win that in like a kind of a nail biter. Then
I saw that. Yeah, it's close.
Idiosyncrasy upset Marn, so it's a Nago player that upset Marn. And I practiced against Giovanna a lot. I was pretty confident against Marn, not gonna lie. But when I saw it was a Nago player,
Flux,
yeah, not just Flux. I have Days to play. I play a lot of people in the town. I just played against her a lot, and I like.
Gotcha.
On top of that too, both Nago and Geo are new characters. So from like a long time GG perspective, I knew I had to prioritize them over the characters that return to the game, because they're just gonna have stuff I don't know how to deal with straight up. Where like characters like Chip and stuff, I'm like, oh well, some things changed, but like my general strategy is mostly the same, right? So I played Idiosyncrasy, but I lost 2-0, and I exploded when I lost, because the way I lost to him, the way it wasn't losing that made me mad. If I just lost, I would have been sad, right? Just sad, like, oh, GG's. But I was mad at myself because the week before, and the footage is on my channel too, the week before, I lost to, I forget if it was August or Maxama. I think it was Maxama. I lost a game in tournament the same exact way, same exact situation. Like my back to the wall, I blocked the blood pop. I pressed the button. So against Idiosyncrasy, I just pressed the wrong button. I pressed Far Slash. Against Maxama, I pressed the button too slow. I did 5k, which is 7. So I pressed the button too slow. The enemy Nago gold burst me, and then they hit me with some meme shit, and I die. So I'm like extra mad because I'm like, this is inexcusable, because this already it's not against the first time that happened.
Yeah, that's rough.
Second time that happened, and and because Gar Crush, I misinterpreted my previous error where I thought, oh, it's because I FD'd it, I didn't get the punish. But remember, FD doesn't
change the frame data. Yeah.
Gar Crush is a good mechanic. But I was like, this is inexcusable that I lost like this. I was just really mad, and then like I calmed down after a couple minutes. Kami was on the call with me, and he helped calm me down. But I was like, all right, we're just gonna throw this out. So then we go through the losers run. I played Doza, Soul, and beat him pretty cleanly. I'm pretty strong with Soul, I think. Then I played Remy, Celeste, Axel, who I think is actually maybe the best NA Axel. He's pretty good against Milia, and we played in tournament before. We played in tournament twice already, so like I was like, it's Milia versus Axel, but he might have like new counterplay built for Milia that I'm not ready. That one was a nail biter. Then I played Reynold, who also plays Axel, so this is like a little bit of bracket luck because I got two of Milia.
Yeah, those are like some great matchups.
One of Milia's best matchups, and like
yeah.
In a row.
It was meant to be. Okay.
Huh?
It It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Get the double axle. Yeah.
Who was going on a nutty run, but once I got there, I was like, don't I got this? Because like Coach Steve plays Leo, but like I'm overall pretty comfortable against Leo. It might sound silly me saying that based on how bad Sonic BB, but I do actually feel pretty comfortable against the character overall. But I played Sonic Solo Eno, I beat him 2-0, and then I played you.
Yeah, we played.
Yeah, and after I beat your Faust, and then I'm in losers for. Then I have to play Super Noon Ram. And Ram I'm pretty comfortable against, and I studied a lot. I've been like practicing against her more recently because I was like, where'd all the Rams go? Like, I gotta like make sure I don't get memed by Ram. I run that pretty cleanly, I think. I played Macho, who if I hadn't been going out of my way to play against Zato, I probably would have lost. Honestly, he was playing just super hot the whole tournament, as we talked about. Then I played Sonic in semifinals and lost. So the main thing I gotta say for what I just did for the whole tournament was like, I've actually been in this type of Evo before where we only have like a couple months to play the game before Evo.
Yeah.
So I was just strictly I actually practiced defense and matchups more than Milia, if that makes sense. I played Milia for like five years now or so, or more than that actually at this point. So it's not, I don't need like so much time with like doing Milia stuff.
Yeah, you weren't optimizing your own win conditions as much as you were prioritizing like how to fight the characters and like how to defend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To make sure that like just in situations I'm very comfortable and I know what to do, because I already understand at a system level they make Milia bad at a system level in every game. It's not new. Like she always has bad health, she always has bad meter gain, her guard gauge always goes up really fast, like she gets negative really fast. They always do that. So I knew that like I have to make sure I'm ready for when I get put in a bad spot, that I just know what to do so I don't freeze up, so I could just like know, should I fight my way out, should I like try to like slip my way out by like jumping or like rolling or something, like just to make sure I'm always like prepared for the situation that's coming. And I was like, if I could do this quickly enough and good enough, I should be good. And this is the thing I think I'm really strong at in the games in general. So as long as I get this to a pretty good level, especially for the common like Nago, Sol, May, Ram, you know, like those matchups especially. But by Evo, I actually felt like the only matchups I wasn't like as good as I wanted to be for that event was Faust, Eno, Gold Lewis. I haven't even played a single game against Gold Lewis yet, like to be honest, and Anchi, and those are all like pretty uncommon matchups. And then out of those, Gold Lewis I just haven't played against, but then like even those three matchups, I'm doing it weird, three matchups, I still had a good amount of time in. It's just not as much as, you know, the other characters.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for Faust, I know you played against Hook a decent amount, right? Yeah.
And I play against Faust when I see Faust in the tower. Sometimes I would like just play for fun, like not streaming and stuff. Like when I see a Faust play in the tower, I just play him automatically, like always, because he's just not common. So I try.
No, you played really well versus me. you honestly, your whole run, like you're just playing hot, like like your whole losers run. I like scrolled through it, like I could kind of see like your play, just like overall, like just like the pace just improving better and better. By the time you played me, I was like, damn, he is on it right now. Like I'm I'm kind of scared.
There's that thing too about momentum of like, you know, I feel like there's always one person in the Evo bracket who has like one of those, like they just lose and they win like a ton of sets. So my final record was like 13-2.
Yeah, crazy.
Something, which is like dummy sets.
Yeah.
We really went into dummy numbers of tournament sets at that point. So I was like, oh. Like to win this, I think I needed 16. I think total.
Yeah.
Bad. Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I was 100% in the mind of like, yo, if I beat Sonic today, this tournament is over. I think. Like that's how I was thinking. That like when I got past Macho and I saw that I had to play Sonic, I was like, if I beat Sonic, I win this tournament. Like that's what I was thinking before I was playing the set. I was like, this is gonna be the hardest set for me for the whole game.
For sure. That was your hardest set for sure. Yeah.
And if I win this tournament, like I'm gonna beat everybody for sure. Just because I mean, Jonathan's amazing. Soul's like one of my best matchups, and Hotashi's amazing. But like Nago's one of my best matchups personally too. and I generally have success against Hotashi in tournament. Generally, like our play styles are really different, as we talked about. Like mine's is more like how do I put this? This is a buff and a nerf depending on the game, but like I rely on the game systems and like hedging bets a lot, like not taking big risks, and then like once I get into my situation, I just go because like my opponent can't do stuff about what I'm doing. Where like Hotashi bets a lot, but like in a smart way, but the return is like really like dummy high when he's right.
Yeah.
But because of that, it's like I'm not gonna give him a lot type of thing, that's usually why I feel pretty comfortable when I play. I don't give him a lot of what he's trying to like pull from me. Like he's trying to like get you to do things. One thing I've noticed about Sonic versus Hotashi is like sometimes Sonic would just mash on something that like I studied Nago a lot. I'm like, you can't mash there, and Sonic would mash like 2K, and then like 2K. So like if Sonic got the hit, it's like 20% ish on Nago, and then 236H setup, but there's no mix up off of it. It's just he like Sonic has to meet it because there's not enough frame advantage. When Hotashi gets that hit on that 2K, my dude's doing like 60% to Leo, who has higher life than one.
Yeah.
Where like if I'm in that situation, I know I can't press it. Like I know
you'll just get touched to death basically. Yeah.
And I probably won't. So I'll pick something safer like FDing, not go out or something to like make Hotashi like actually overextend more a little bit, so I can pick like jump and stuff, which is like the main differences in the playstyle. But I was like, man, like if I beat Sonic, I have a pretty good chance of just closing the whole tournament, I think.
No, for sure. Also, I don't even know. I don't think Jonathan's like Milia matchup knowledge was like all there. That was like a big thing with him.
Character. Yeah, I think that was a decent thing about my run too. She's a pretty uncommon character, and I think I don't play her like a lot of other people too. You know, like
oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I thought that was definitely like a big thing. Like I haven't played Noon for a while. I know Noon has played against Milia a decent amount. I don't know how much, but like once in a while he'll be like, yo, Milia's cringe. I'm like, yo, come on, son. Like he's not.
Do you think that match was hard for Ramelthal?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she seems to, because Ramelthal's trying to get you to the corner, right? Billy is like really good at like just resetting the neutral and like just getting out like with the corner with like Apple and stuff, right? And she's like hard to catch. Like I can kind of see that.
Really hard to catch, and like if Ram overextends, then Milia is gonna get a punish because like Ram has better buttons, so like I can't directly contest them, but like I don't have to. I could just pick when I go in and not. And the only time it's like really scary risk return wise is when you're near the corner. But I mean it's Milia, so I could like just a super jump and I'm back to mid screen.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a huge buff that she has like versus. Like getting out of the corner.
Why it sucks. So like if you get hit in the corner, it's over. But I mean that's like everybody. So it's like not the down in the world.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Hope you guys like that video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe under, and we'll see you next time.